Hello, good evening.
Hello, good evening, ma'am.
So sorry, I was about to call you Rani, but then I just saw you. Can I have your name, please?
Yeah, my name is Rani Dutt.
Okay. So, is it like the Indian Rani word?
No, no, not. It is actually Rani Dutt, but because of the
Okay.
yeah, that is
The
English.
spelling, yes, yes, I think it is mispronounced quite often.
Yeah,
And honestly, even when I was checking the sessions, I read it as Rani, and I was expecting a lady to join the session. So that is why I just felt I should confirm the name. So, Rani, where are you joining us from?
uh, ma'am. Presently, I am in Himachal Pradesh,
Okay.
and I am joining you from district Kullu.
Kullu.
Yes.
Okay. So, how have the winters been this year? I heard the snowfall was next to nil.
Yeah, definitely. This year's only the peaks of the mountain they have experienced little bit. Otherwise, nothing at all.
Did that mean that there was a reduction in the size and number of tourists also in the winters?
Yeah, it is. It is like that. Yeah.
Okay. So, in a way, it is sad because not just Kullu, but most of the hill stations this year did not get the regular snowfall, the average snowfall. It was negligible in most parts of the country. So, I think that also means that the monsoons this year are going to be very harsh and aggressive. So,
Yes, like last year, what happened in Himachal Pradesh, we were
mm-hmm.
expecting that this time winter season will be, in a different mode and more harsh, but it is not at all.
That
Though
was not the case.
it
Hmm.
is cold and it is a bone chilled cold, but not other than that. Nothing, no rain, no snowfall at all.
Mm-hmm. That also means there are going to be issues related to water in the future, like a lack of water and facilities.
Maybe in India we are going to face this, but as far as the Himachal is concerned,
Mm-hmm.
already glaciers are there. So maybe a few inches they are going to melt with the warmth
Mm.
of the next few months.
Yes, yes, yes. So there might not be a problem of water shortage, but if you look at it, look at the bigger picture, then
Yeah,
it is very, very troublesome.
yeah, it is troublesome because of the most of the people here in Himachal Pradesh, they are related with the horticulture, and for this orchard and rest of the agriculture activity, they require seasonable rainfall. And if we are not going to have that,
Mm-hmm.
definitely that is going to create a problem for the next season.
Correct, correct. Rani, if you can just inform me whether you're joining from a laptop or a mobile phone.
I am connecting to from mobile.
Okay, can you move the mobile a little closer? Because there are times when your voice becomes very, very low. So I think
Okay,
the
okay, okay,
issue
okay.
with the mic, maybe it's kept on a surface which is covering the part of the mic. So if you can just move it and readjust it.
Okay, let me check.
Okay, so we'll continue, and in case I have an issue with the volume, I'll just inform you. All right?
Okay, okay.
Okay, Rani. So, because we are meeting for the first time on this platform, we will start with a quick round of introduction. You've had around 10 sessions here on this platform so far, right?
Yes.
Okay, so let us start with a quick round of introduction. Can you go ahead first?
Okay. My name is Rani Dutt, and my hometown is Hamirpur district.
Mm-hmm.
But because of my job, I am connecting from Kullu district.
Mm-hmm.
Most of the time, my educations that completed from this area, from Himachal Pradesh. I am a teacher. I have over 16 years of experience
Mm-hmm.
in teaching mathematics. I
Okay.
aspire to become a motivational speaker That's the reason why I am here.
Okay. And you've been teaching maths for the past 16 years to which grade students?
Uh, I taught from 6th to 10th standard, and
Mm-hmm.
now I am only up to 6th to 8 because I am appointed as in a government sector as TGT
Mm-hmm.
mathematics. Earlier, I was in private sector.
Okay, okay. But now you are in a government school. You're teaching
Yeah,
in a
I
government.
know. Yes.
Okay, that's great. And you spoke about your education. So you've completed your B.Ed and your master's also in mathematics?
Yes, I completed my BSc actually in mathematics, and after that, Bachelor of Education from Srinagar University,
Okay,
and
okay,
after that, post graduation from HPU, yeah, Masters in Mathematics.
okay. And was teaching always the profession that attracted you, or did it gradually become clear to you that I want to become a teacher?
I think the first thing I dreamt in my life that was a teaching and the teaching profession that I want. It is something that was very close to my heart.
Mm-hmm.
So it is not by chance. It is I opted it because of my will, because I want to become a teacher.
Mm-hmm. Okay. How did this shift from teaching mathematics to being a motivational speaker come? Did you see a lot of students who needed motivation while solving mathematical sums?
Yeah, where this is something that is I noticed in my career.
Mm-hmm.
When I was teaching in private school, in
Mm-hmm.
private sector, uh, during that time period, most of my students, whenever I go with preparations of something other than mathematics, and then I try to attract all those students, they found that not only in my subject, but also in other subjects,
Mm-hmm.
their interest, they started taking interest in other subjects as well. So they wanted me to see and picture me in that form. And gradually, I come to know from many of my students, they
Mm-hmm.
approached me after their graduations or after they, you know, be in their profession. So they
Mm-hmm.
wanted me to be here so that I can approach to many students as well. Those who are not being having, there in my class, at least they will also get this opportunity. So that's the reason why I opted it.
Okay, okay. So, how do you plan to go about it, Rani? Like, learning English is one thing, and developing your confidence is one thing, and then looking for the perfect platform. Nowadays, it's not a very difficult thing because we have social media like Instagram and Facebook. We also have a very, very big platform like YouTube available at our fingertips. So, what are your plans? How do you plan to go about uh, beginning this journey as a motivational speaker?
I just have started, last year. It is nearly about 6 months, and earlier I was doing everything, my own self, and then all of a sudden, something strikes in my mind. Why can't I change and shift this, movement a little bit more? So that's the reason why I found myself little bit that I'm not that much conversant in English, and I need some time, a little bit, help. So I thought to first of all work on English. As far as the mathematics is concerned, no issue at all. So I don't want to let any stone unturned before I embark on this journey. So I decided, I'm going to give nearly next 6 months for my communication. And in that period, I'm also going to work on my rest of the things that how I have to use different type of a skill, especially on, as you mentioned, YouTube or the media, where
Mm-hmm.
I'm thinking that is the platform which is ready for everyone whosoever want to work on that. So I thought in that way, and I'm working on this. So my first priority is to overcome any kind of a hurdle, if it is there, like a communication in English, if
Mm-hmm.
it is there, and then thereafter the facial expression, or how I can engage the student when I am not directly contacting them, one to one, and not in
Mm-hmm.
my class. So that's the reason why I thought I need to go to different platform. And one of my friends suggested me that this is the best platform among all available here. So that's the reason why I joined EnglishYaari.
Great, great. So, Rani, I'll quickly introduce myself and then we'll continue with this discussion. All right. So, my name is Rashi, and I completed my MBA in HR in the year 2010. So, I have experience both in the corporate as well as teaching field. So, speaking about the teaching and coaching and training, I have been associated with these for the past 10.5 years now. And currently, I live in Mumbai with my husband and a 10-year-old daughter. It's been close to 2 years now that I've been here. So that's a little bit about me. And talking about the future plans, Rani, whenever I have a lot of learners who are on this platform and they post videos, right, conversational videos. They have their English learning channels and they have their own set of followers. So I always ask them, how do they stand out in that crowd? Because there are so many people doing that thing, right? So many people posting content, so many people doing these conversational videos. So, what makes you different or stand out in the crowd? So, I'm sure there are a lot of tutors, mathematics tutors available and present on YouTube. So, how do you hold yourself different from them? Of course, I do understand you talk about a combination of motivational speaking and solving the problems logically, right? But if you have to talk about that one quality which makes you stand out in the crowd, what will you say that quality is?
For the quality, if I have to say, that is the simple way. Actually, most of the teacher,
Mm-hmm.
whosoever is teaching mathematics, they try to focus on the theoretical area.
Okay.
They fail to work on the practicals of the mathematics.
Mm-hmm.
And I found that in my whole career of these 16 years,
Mm-hmm.
until unless you pick the student to tell them the things practically, they
Mm-hmm.
will not get that much interest in the subject like mathematics and science. If you just take them to the practical lab, or you practically allow them to do things, then they find that type of interest in any kind of a subject. So this is, I think, uh, is something which is I am working. And I found that any kind of a student,
Mm-hmm.
even if he's not interested in mathematics or not, is going to take interest when we call him to come with a pen and a paper, and the different type of a colored paper, and we are going to do activity. And after completing that activity, if you ask that whether we have learned something, then they will be able to, to tell you many things about the other different type of concept of the mathematics that we have used. Otherwise, if you simply just go there on the board and do the questions, solve the questions on a different type of a, that is a for easy or any higher level, that hardly matter too, because every student who is here is already having a good tutor with them.
Mm-hmm.
But as far as that particular level of the student, though I do not want to level anyone, but there are certain that those who are a little bit on the borderline or
Mm-hmm.
some below that line, those
Mm-hmm.
who find themselves they are neither they are good in mathematics, nor they think that in future you are going to do anything with the mathematics. So
Correct.
there I find that when you take them to the other part of the mathematics, ask them to do the practical, then understand the formula from the practical and apply that in your life to solve the problem, that is going
Correct.
to help them in a different way.
Yes.
Maybe
Do
this thing
wonders.
is lacking in the market and it is not available. So that's the reason why I think there is a scope for me
Yes,
to
there is a gap here in which you can get a niche and
yes,
you can try to bridge this gap,
yes.
fill this gap, right? So, Rani, you might get people who might just ask you that a mathematics teacher, if has a decent command over the language, which you do, you're able to construct sentences, you're able to explain your point. So even if there are few grammatical errors here or there, but who cares? At the end of the day, you're going to teach mathematics. So what is the point of sharpening your spoken English skills? What will you answer to that question?
When you are doing mathematics, when you are there for your subject, then the language that is not a problem for the student or anybody else, because most of the time they are going to pick the thing from the board.
Mm-hmm.
And the instruction, as I told you, I'm going to use the help of paper and pen, and then thereafter, my methods that I'm going to apply. But as far as the other things are concerned, with the language, if I have to say, I find that if you are not being able to tell the story to a student,
Mm-hmm.
then you will not be able uh, to attract the student towards your subject, because
Right.
they want the stories and the stories of all those people who did something in their particular field. And I think for this, anyone, so everyone needs having a command on the language. So that's the reason why I think I need to work on it.
Right. So it goes over and beyond just teaching a subject,
Yes.
right? So, um, if you have to think of a very perfect and ideal future, if you have to describe it to me, okay, so what will you be doing in that future? How many hours will you be putting towards making videos, and how many hours will you be putting towards teaching maths with the physically present students, to the physically present students? This is like an
Uh,
idealistic plan. If everything works according to how you want it, how will it be maybe 5 years down the lane?
I am already in a government sector, so all those hours they are dedicated to the student who
Correct.
are there with me in my class, and
Right.
I'm not going to disturb that. So
Okay.
that particular period is definitely dedicated to those students. But other than what I found that I'm a type of a person who would like to do the things for not only for the 8 hours, who would
Mm,
like to go double of it, means for the 16 hour or summertime, sometimes as well for 18 hours. So
mm,
I don't get satisfied until unless I get satisfied. I want to work on the things or the different things on the different skills. So
mm-hmm.
that's the reason why I think this is half portion that I am already doing, but I'm still having from 4 to 6 hours for me work on the videos and then doing the works on this the different type of a platform.
Mm. And if we talk about the teaching maths part, I think that is more like something which you have been doing for the past 16 years. So even if you don't practically try to make really think about it, you will still be very comfortable. You know how we say that if you've been driving for a long time, you can almost drive in the sleep also, right?
Yes.
So it gets into your blood, by the time. And definitely, if you compare the two platforms, then working on YouTube or making videos which are available to the students, it makes the approach and the reach much wider. The
Yes.
audience who you can cater to is really big,
Yes.
right? Okay, so let us talk about communication a little bit now, Rani. Okay, we are going to merge this as a feedback and evaluation. Okay, so there are a few errors in grammar which I will point out in a while. But before that, I'd like to tell that, like I said, the grammar is functional. The sentence formation is also decent. It is good. You are able to express your ideas, your opinions quite well. And I could uh, work a little bit on the content. Sometimes it becomes important to keep the content very precise. You teaching maths, I'm sure you do understand that, right? We need to be very particular about what part of the working we are showing and what we are calculating in our head, right? Similarly, a lot of things, while we give an answer, we try to filter in our mind whether this is an added point, it is actually adding value to my answer, or this is more or less repetitive of the other points that I have already mentioned before. Okay, that helps us to make our answer more crisp and precise and impactful. Okay, that is one place we can work on. And now, few of the grammatical errors. Firstly, never say presently. Okay, presently is a term which is used in interchangeably with currently. Okay, but that's not the case. So presently basically means sometime in future. Okay, so you can say I live in Himachal. That's okay. You don't have to say currently or anything. But yes, if you're talking about the posting, for example, so you can say that as of now I live in Kullu because of my work commitments. Okay,
Right.
we do not say the Himachal or the any state, city, or country, right? Related with horticulture, maximum people are related with horticulture. Better way to say it will be they are indulged or they are doing horticulture instead of saying related to. Okay, I want to become a teacher. Whenever I go with prep, I come to know. So these are, I can approach to many students. So these are some of the places where the tenses are quite confused. Okay, if you are telling this something which is, this is your regular practice, this is your regular opinion, then you should use simple present tense. Okay, but one place you were telling about the private school experience. Okay, so now this private school experience is in the past, so you cannot say whenever I go with preparation. Here you will have to change it to went.
Yes.
Okay, and the students approached me. Okay, so you need to stick to the past tense when you're specifically speaking of something which is done and dusted. Okay, okay, I can approach too many students. We don't need two over here. I can approach many students and I can have a bigger audience. Something strikes in my mind. Again, you were talking about one particular incident because of which it struck you. Okay, now there are two things over here, Rani. One is that when a person describes a very enlightening moment, we tend to give it a story like feel. Okay, that is when we use the simple present tense. And I'm thinking, why is this happening? And suddenly it strikes me, this is what I want. But then if you're doing that, then remember to stay in the simple present tense. Don't come back to past tense then. Okay, nothing wrong with narrating it like a story, but then you have to continue the part. Okay, what you did was you said something strikes me and then you said I found, you put in the past tense, right? So if you want to do that, you stick to the present tense throughout. Okay, and this is something I am working. Remember to put the preposition on. This is something I am working on. and the pronunciation of label sounded more like level. Okay, so make sure that you pronounce the syllable, the A sound clearly, label. Okay, but other than that, as I said, the presentation is good, the pronunciation is overall, it is very clear, there is a good clarity in speech. So good to go over there, and I'm sure you're on the right platform and you will see a good change in a few more sessions.
Thanks for your appreciation. So, yeah,
Thank you so much for joining the session, Rani. And with that, we'll end the session if you have no more questions.
it's okay, no problem. Yeah.
All right, thank you so much. Bye bye, have a great day.